What if we told you that the foundations of mathematics, its axioms, aren't as rigid and absolute as they seem? What if the interpretation of geometry could be influenced by existential computation and reasoning, or EXCR, and essential computation and reasoning, or SER? Intriguing, isn't it? Dive with us into the world of mathematical axioms. These are considered the minimal truths that cannot be simplified further. They form the essence of typified knowledge. Based on these axioms, we perform mathematical reasoning to provide abstract interpretations of the external world. But paradoxically, the rationality of these axioms is actually subjective. How so, you ask? Well, the axioms and reasoning are the building blocks of mathematical knowledge. The interpretations they provide are dependent on the choice of axioms, which are themselves subjective. The choice of axioms and the process of reasoning are interconnected, constructing the system of mathematical knowledge. However, this also implies limitations in the objectivity of mathematical knowledge. Let's consider the semantic consistency axiom. It emphasizes the dependence on basic axioms during the construction of mathematical knowledge and the decisive role of instantiated discourse. This axiom suggests that reasonableness only exists when a specific connection belongs to assumed connections. Now, let's delve deeper into existential computation and reasoning, or EXCR. This concept focuses on forming the expression of semantic space from a cognitive intuition perspective. It is based on the axiom of existence conservation, emphasizing that in the process of consistent operations, existing semantic sets can only be combined and not negated to exist. EXCR helps us to understand the process of constructing mathematical knowledge and its role in interpreting the real world. Next, we have essential computation and reasoning, or EXCR. This deals with the sourcing, expression trade-offs, and conversion of instantiated types on the semantic level. The foundational axiom states that in the process of consistent operations, the specific whole of an existing semantic set has multiple expression forms which are essentially equivalent. EXCR allows us to more accurately identify and interpret actual problems while ensuring that these interpretations are consistent with the basic axioms. Despite the wide acceptance of mathematical axioms as universal truths, their subjective origins are often misinterpreted as absolute objectivity. Mathematics, as a formal system based on axioms, is continuously used to interpret instances and determine the process of instantiation. However, attempts to interpret subjective issues based on specific mathematical interpretations often prove futile. In the interpretation of geometry, we come across the Euclidean space observation theorem, or EOBS. This theorem emphasizes that the equivalent transformation of coordinates does not change the type-level semantics of the observed object. This is especially useful in explaining geometric objects and phenomena in the real world. By using EXCR and SKR, we can reinterpret the semantic relationships between points, lines, and planes in a geometric context. This provides a fresh perspective, allowing us to gain a deeper understanding of these geometric objects. In conclusion, through the frameworks of existential computation and reasoning and essential computation and reasoning, we have revisited the semantic relationships of points, lines, and planes in mathematics. These frameworks offer a new perspective, enabling us to better understand these geometric objects and their relationships. This re-examination helps us understand the construction process of mathematical knowledge and the role of EXCR and EXCR in interpreting geometry.